there are many people who would argue that it is a waste of time to argue with a theist, being an atheist. They would argue that it is pointless for an atheist or an agnostic to argue with a theist about their atheism or their agnosticism. And the reason is something like this. Theism, in many cases, the belief in God, is part of a larger belief system. A belief system such as Christianity or Islam or Hinduism, for example. And those belief systems have been honed over long centuries and so on to include mechanisms, defense mechanisms. Mechanisms that would make them impervious to attempts from the outside to crack open those belief systems. For example, many theistic beliefs incorporate a mechanism by which anything that would amount to doubt would be construed as an external influence, and more precisely an influence by, for example, something like the devil or something like that. An external influence that is trying to steer you away from righteousness, that is trying to steer you away from God. So then, if somebody comes up with an argument that is based on rationality or reason or logic or anything like that, the theist would shy away from that because they would see that as the tempter, the devil, in action. And they would then reject that out of hand without even trying to immerse themselves or trying to come to grips with the arguments in question, no matter how logical they are. So the argument goes then, it is a waste of time. I would bring up against that two counter-arguments. Firstly, not every theist has that type of defense mechanism firmly in place. There are many theists who are in a crisis of conscience about their beliefs, who do have doubts, who are not so sure anymore about their beliefs. And a logical argument can get through to those people. Once you've allowed a kernel of doubt in your mind, you are open to lines of reasoning. And obviously, a line of reasoning that is correct and rational and logical, if the person at the receiving end is intelligent, will strike home and will have an effect on that person. But we often find ourselves arguing with people who are well and truly indoctrinated to the point where it is absolutely clear to any onlooker that it would be a complete waste of time to try and convince that person of their bigotry, of the fact that they're bigoted, more likely, the fact that they're bigoted, or that there is an inconsistency in the belief system or anything like that. So would it be a waste of time then? Well, no. But you need to understand what the purpose is of such a debate or such an argument. Because, now I can only speak for myself here, of course, I cannot speak for other atheists. But in my case, if I indulge myself in a debate with such a person, it is not to try and convince that person of the fact that they're wrong. I know I won't be able to do that. That is not my purpose. My purpose is entirely different. My purpose is playing to the audience. I am engaging in a debate with somebody who will not be convinced. That person is not my intended audience. That person is just my partner in the debate. The intended audience is every viewer of the debate. Everybody who shows an interest in that debate. There may be a number of reasons why people are interested in a debate. Maybe they are as indoctrinated, as rigidly set in their belief system as the person I'm debating is. In that case, they will find the debate very frustrating because it will appear to be going nowhere. Similarly, somebody might be watching this as a hardcore atheist, for example, hoping that I might be able to pwn the person in question, which is something I'm not a big fan of anyway. And again, they will end up being disappointed because they will also appear to be watching a debate that goes nowhere. But there is a large third group of viewers. Viewers who aren't sure. Viewers who haven't been, like me, thinking about this subject for 30 years. Who might just be in a position where they have been brought up in a certain belief system, but it doesn't ring true to them, and they aren't sure where to go from there. It's to those people I'm catering when I'm debating somebody like a theist, or fundamentalist even better. Because those people hopefully will be open to a reasonable argument, and will hopefully be able to see for themselves who is being more rational, who is being more reasonable, who knows how to apply logic. Those are the people who I'm doing it for.